If you're a first time viewer, thank you for joining me today. If you're a returning subscriber, you know I love you. Thank you for always coming back to watch my video. If you look at me, you can see how excited I am, and it's because of the guest I have on my show. So today I have Nigeria's topmost model on my show today, Teminikan. Oh my god, guys, drum roll.
Hi guys, hi everyone.
Thank you so much for coming. Honestly, I'm super excited to have you here. So guys, this is Temi. I'd like her to introduce herself, to tell us what she does, you know, just anything that she'll be comfortable sharing with us today. So Temi, please, over to you.
Hello guys, my name is Teminikan Jesu Ido. I'm from Ekiti State, and I'm a graduate of the University of Ibadan. Studied agricultural science. It's so good to be here today. I feel elated, and thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm very sure we're gonna have fun.
Of course,
right?
Of course. All right, guys, let's just get right into it because I'm itching to ask her questions. I know that every young girl in Nigeria wants to model, you know, but before we go into the nitty-gritties, what do you like? Like, what's your favorite thing to do? What's your favorite food to eat? What do you like?
I'm a very big foodie. Like, I'm big on food.
Okay.
But then basically those kind of foods I can never ever say no to. Pancakes, I like gari. I can drink gari from now to next month.
Hey, I just found my soul sister. Honestly.
I like granuts. It never does anything to me, so I just eat it endlessly.
So you
then bread. I like bread, go.
So you see, the secret to being a model, you have to eat gari and bread.
Basically, just find what works for you. Basically, there's really no secret to the diet, but then you can't do too much of it.
Yeah,
so
true.
like you just have to know when to say no to yourself, and okay, I can eat this, I can't eat that.
I greatly agree with you.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of questions that I really want to ask you, and I'm sure that my viewers are also itching to have the answers to this question. And my first question is that you should tell us how you started your modeling career, because I know that almost every girl or even guy wants to be a model in Nigeria, but I don't think the market is that easy to break into. So what was your journey like? What was it like for you?
So basically, it's actually not easy. It's not something that you just wake up and dream and say, oh, I want to be a model, and then you just become a model, obviously. I didn't know I was made for that market, right? So let me just say I entered uni, and I happened to just run into a photographer guy back in my early uni days, like 100 level, and then he was just like, oh, I have a very great face, so, and he would just like to take a couple of pictures of me. So we went to his den, so it was like a cinema, so he had like a small studio there, and then we just went to see a movie, and then after it's like, okay, let's just take some pictures, and then we took the pictures. They were really good. Then when we posted them, you know, then Instagram was still popping. So we took pictures, they kind of went viral, and then I was like, okay. And then the same guy came back again like 2 weeks later, and then we're like, let's try something in the river. So we went to the river to play some
mami water,
some mami water runs. You get that kind of.
I can't imagine.
So, and back then, you know those kind of pictures where they tie okra on the neck. That was what was raining.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So we just went to do like a couple of experiments, and it was going. It was working, and then luckily for me, I got discovered by a very big person in the industry, Bolaji Fawemi, of few models. So she saw one of those pictures, and then she reached out to me, and she was like, oh, would I be interested in modeling for joining our agency? And I was like, what am I doing? Then I was in Ibadan, so I had to keep traveling like Ibadan to Lagos. So basically it took me taking that, like, would I say, risk, and then making up my mind that okay, I want this thing. So because most of the models that I cast these days, like right now, they're not ready to like put in that work. You have to be ready to like put in the work, because there's always some sacrifices that you have to like make. I'm very sure if I had all the time I had to myself in school, it would have been more time on schoolwork, but I had to give some part of me to the work, you understand? So I kept traveling back to back, and let me just say the devotion I had to like put in myself, my dedication, my time, and
here we are today.
It all paid off.
Okay, so if you're listening to her correctly, one thing I took away from this conversation is that you have to be dedicated. It's not something, it's not just one of those things where, oh, I want to be a model. It's not a wish
No,
if you really want to be a model, you have to work hard for it. It's something that you have to put all of your heart into it and make sacrifices for it. So if you're listening to us, make sacrifices for your dreams, for that thing you really want to do. So to our next question, I know that just like you have rightly stated, the modeling industry, you'll face a lot of challenges, especially here in Nigeria. So I'd like you to tell us some of maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of the challenges that you have faced and how you were able to surmount them.
Okay. So the first and most, would I say, popular one is the impression that people have about models. The whole models are like wayward, and being a model, they just expect you to have this particular, would I say, way of life. They see you and then they just conclude, oh, this girl is wayward. So I just want to, like, would I say, oppose that motion right now.
Okay, so it's like a stigmatization. People already have a notion, like a preconceived notion that models
are this way. And to be very honest, I think we all have a career path. Some models want to be nude artists, some models want to be decent artists. They are different. Whatever it is you really, really want to like do, you choose your path, you understand? So I don't think there should be a direction where people say, oh, because you are a model, you are what this is. You can even be a nude artist and still be decent. I mean, that is what you want to portray. You understand? It's just what you have, like, the confidence to do it. You understand? I believe that you shouldn't be judged for whatever it is you do. You understand? So that's like a very, very major challenge where people don't even want to date models. People don't even want to. Their families don't want to be ashamed. Your dad and your mom just conclude, oh no. For instance, my parents didn't even know I was modeling until like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, not into it.
Like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, wow. 2 or 3 years ago. And when my mom found out, she practically fainted. Like, and when she woke up, I had to start begging her, okay, I won't do this again. I promise I won't do it again. And then it took time before she actually came to terms with me. And then she had to understand that, okay, this thing is actually acceptable. So we need people to actually like understand that it is a job, just like every other job.
So I feel like one of the things, maybe reorientation, people need to understand that the fact that there's a practice in the industry doesn't mean that this is who I am. So everybody has to be taken for their particular, for what they bring to the table.
Exactly.
So you can't just look at me and say because I'm a model, I'm this type of person, or I'm cheap, or I'm easy. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way.
Doesn't
work. People should just not conclude. So that's 1. Then 2, getting jobs. Oh my God, it's not easy. It's actually not easy, especially when you're just coming up. And then models are very quick to jump to I want to get jobs that are making money fast. I had to work for 2 years without getting paid before I started getting paid. So you have to start sorting like brands that can actually put your face out there. And then you can't rest as a model. Like, you have to keep doing projects back to back. Because it's those projects that will keep pushing you. So the more people keep seeing your face, they're like, okay, let's give this face a trial. And then you also should never undermine anybody in the industry. Like, when you're just starting, you have to keep like working in different kind of teams. So that like it's from one team, when the makeup artist posts you, then the person from there, someone sees you. When the photographer posts you, someone sees you. So it's like branches, that kind of thing. So it basically works like together. So you understand?
Every branch, everything.
You understand? Everything works together. Yes. So getting a job is actually like a major challenge. But like, if you kind of find your own strategy, e.g., knowing the right team to work with, e.g., continuous like putting your face out there, that wouldn't be a challenge anymore, right? It's a challenge, but you just have to learn how to work around it. And then the 3rd one would be, would I say, the actual gift of modeling itself. You should, being an actor, actress, whatever it is that you want, career path, a doctor, you actually have to have like some kind of, would I say, natural gifting of it. So if somehow, somewhere inside you, it is not made for you, it might seem a little bit hard. But if you are still determined that you want to do it, you can do it. But if it's not there, it won't come as natural as someone that is just, it comes naturally too.
I think I totally agree with you, because I once read a book that was talking about how people should always work towards their natural giftings, because it's easier for you to excel when you're doing something that comes easily to you and something that is natural to you than when you are trying to force things. So it's very important.
It's a major challenge, and people end up giving up like on the journey when halfway then nothing is seeming right, and it's just frustrating. Trust me, this job can be very, very depressing and frustrating. You might just want to be like, I'm not doing this, I can't do this.
I can't do this
like,
anymore.
I'm not made for this. So
yeah.
if it's a natural thing, you just be like, okay, this is just a time to rest. We'll do this. We'll find another way. We'll come out. You understand? So basically, you also have to be natural for it to be like to come easy to you.
Okay.
So yeah. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Me, I'm taking lessons because I'm going to be a plus size model, whether you guys like it or not. I don't care what you think.
Oh
so
my
yeah,
God.
please take your notes. This is really, really important. You know, one of the notions that people have about Nigerian models, and the reason why it seems like parents don't accept modeling as a career is because it feels like, models are loose. So my question is, how have you been able to deal with that challenge? And first of all, is that a reality in the industry? Because, you know, some things people just have notions, but they are not true. Is that a reality? Is this something that maybe you have heard about, or maybe you have colleagues that have experienced that, where people that want to push your career forward are expecting you to do some, you know, certain things because they feel like, okay, I want to take you to the top, so for you to do this, you have to do that for me. Is this something that is prevalent in the industry, and how have you been able to, you know, go through that process and surmount that? That's like...
So really, these things are happening in every industry, right? But then, you know, I don't know if I should put this as a proverb or a twist per se. If you know the right ladder to climb, you're not going to misstep your wings. You understand? So if you're going about your journey the right way and the right pace, by pace I mean you don't need to go so fast. Most people are always so eager to just want to just take your time. Allow the thing 5 years, 6 years. Allow it to happen like the way God wants it to happen. You won't have those problems. Those things will come, but you should say no and just keep moving at your own slow, snail progress. You get there. So basically, for me, I just found what works for me, and I've been at it for 6 years, and I didn't just get there in 2 years or 3 years. It took 4 years of steady work to actually get known in the industry. So I believe that with patience, grace, and God, all those things won't be there.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing from you, I hear you talk about value. So your value is very important. There are some people that don't mind.
You should also have integrity.
Exactly. So there are some people that don't mind doing some things just to get to the top. But
of course,
it depends on your value system. So if you understand that, listen, I don't have to hurry to get there. I can get there at my own pace and at my own time. If someone is damping your carrot, you don't have to take the carrot.
Of course.
You know, So
to stay your nose.
And exactly, which is very, very important.
Very
honestly,
important.
In life, if you can't say no, you find that you stand for nothing and you fall for everything.
Totally.
Honestly, so I totally agree with you. And let me comment on your voice. I really like your voice. Okay, that was really, really, really interesting. So my next question is, what inspires your brand image? You know, because everybody has the brand that they project. So what inspires your own brand image?
So I would basically say home training. It all started from how I was raised up, because I had this very traditional Christian background, the Christ Apostolic Church.
Wow, really?
You know, those Jesus is your soldier kind of upbringing. So yeah, we just had this very tough upbringing, and we were deeply, deeply rooted in Christ, and I accept that as my own, would I say, brand backdrop, that kind of thing. So I use that every step of my way to kind of project what I am as a person first before a model. So it helps me a lot. Before I even take my decisions, before I accept jobs, it kind of gives me that, would I say, backing. First ask God before I say yes or no.
So you see now, people, because I know that people feel like, oh, you cannot be a believer and be a model, but I don't accept that. You know, one of my brand ideas, in the beginning, because like I said, I'm going to be a plus size model. Whether people like it, whether people don't like it, people shall see me on your screens one day. So one of the things I talked about was from Vashti to Esther. Okay. So you can imagine the two queens, but they have two different parts. But one is fulfilling the purpose of God, but still in the modeling industry. Because I believe that Esther and Vashti, they are the mothers of modern modeling, because now then we start from, do you get, they had to model for the king to be accepted and stuff like that.
Okay.
So you can be a believer and still do this modeling
Of course,
thing, honestly.
of course,
So
of course.
I think that's one of the most impressive things about you, for me personally, you know, because it's not just the pretty face and the talent and intellect, you know, it's the love for God that makes you a really total and perfect brand in my eyes, you know, because it's my show. It's perfect. I said so. Okay, so that brings us to our next question.
Oh yes.
What's your advice to younger people who want to go into modeling in Nigeria?
Okay, so I have three core advice to them.
Mm-hmm.
The very first one is that they should be very patient. Like, patience is really, really important in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know when to just, you know, slow down and just take it slow. Allow it. Then I do that a lot. But then just be patient. Whatever it is you're going through, just know that it's going to be a phase. It's going to pass, and you're going to like succeed. It's definitely, there's always a finish line to something. So you should just have that in mind. That's one. Then two, you should also like know if you really, really want this before you go for it. Because if you don't want it and you think you want it, you stop somewhere along the way, and then you just forget about it, or you start to tell people, oh, that thing didn't work for me because don't say that. It's because you didn't want it. I believe if you want something, you get it. Like, if you want it, you have to like tell yourself, I want this thing, and just you know.
And you know, there's a saying that says, where your treasure is, that's where your heart will be.
Of course.
And of course, if your heart is in something, you give it your all.
Definitely, you give it everything that it takes to make it work. And then lastly, it's not all that glitters that is gold, right? Know when to say no. We said that earlier, and know when to say yes. So like, have some value, have some integrity, you know, just put yourself in a kind of class. Would I say brands actually get attracted by the kind of, you know, value, integrity, and class that you kind of had to yourself. And if you put yourself in that kind of, there's the kind of bracket you just put yourself in, and they keep coming because they're like, oh, this person is this way, and that's what we want to represent us. So just you know, put yourself in that.
I definitely and totally agree with you. You know, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day about talking, you know, people say stuff like nudity sells and everything. And I tell them that it's just like something that is very common. Everybody will buy something that's common. But something that is not common, something that is covered up, something that is not readily available, it's pricey. And only the biggest people will be able to afford that. So if you want to go into modeling with the mindset that, okay, nudity sells, so I want to be naked all day long on social media, or that's not the type of brand. It's not the kind of money or the kind of brand that you attract.
But if you want to see you in that light.
Exactly. If you want top brands, if you want respectable brands to actually approach you, you have to look respectable, of course. Honestly, that saying
there's so much beauty in actually looking.
That saying, dress the way you want to be addressed, is never stale. Never stale. And I always say it, honestly. So you see, say you are hearing from the real model. If I'm the one talking, that they will say, what do you know about this thing? But you're hearing from the model now. So you
really,
can
you don't even have to like dress all like shabby, and you know, there is always a lot of, will I say, decency in still being, you can still dress as sexy, and you can still use that word as you want, but still be decent with the whole sexy thing. Like, just look as good as you really, really want. You don't have to dress up all shabby before we know you are being decent, right?
I definitely agree about. So this brings us to my final question. Okay. Are you looking at exploring any other career or business path in Nigeria in the future? Are you looking at anything of the sort?
Currently I actually have a jewelry line.
Right? Okay.
I sell like accessories, jewelry, chains,
that's nice,
and stuff. And I'm also looking to have like a clothing line soon.
Okay.
But you know, like, business in Nigeria is not so easy, especially if you have like side gigs and all of that running along with it. But we're catching up.
I trust you. I trust you. So yes. Thank you so much for this. Honestly, I really enjoyed shooting this. I did. So please, guys, thank you so much for coming. Please, what's your business handle? So
at tdofficial.ng.
Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. It was very
too.
fun to have you here, and I'm so grateful for this privilege. Thank you so much. So guys, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this channel. See you on our next video. Please, bye.